just getting the message out because clearly God said, I need to speak today because I haven't shut the fuck up since I woke up. Zap, 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 download, download. I'm a walking download. I'm a walking download. I'm a walking download. What the fuck are we watching? Actually, real stuff. Welcome to 1-800 Iceberg News. Okay. Why am I talking like this? I'm fucking done. But I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go to bed. My spirit guides are not going to let me go to bed till I say what I need to say. Hi. Okay. So, listen, guys, true story. And Julius, you can help me out with this one. But I was talking to Julius because I had to go out the country today. And I came back today. And I'm like, why the fuck is everyone walking around with the Mountain Dew? Or not a Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. Like just cans of Dr. Pepper. Since when do you see random people just walking around with a can of Dr. Pepper? Just cans of Dr. Pepper. And I'm not being mean. Listen, guys, listen up. People, Down syndrome walking around with Dr. Peppers. Everybody, regular people that they think regular walking around with Dr. Peppers. Like, since when do you see everyone walking around with Dr. Peppers? So I was like, Julius, I'm like, I was just thinking of something. I'm like, everybody was walking around with Dr. Peppers. And they were like just down in them. They could have anything. But they're putting something in the Dr. Pepper. Now hear me out. The other night, not last night, well, I didn't go to bed yet. Whatever. Not last night, but the night before. I'm trying to go to sleep. And I hear like a fucking like frequency. I hear frequency, but it's like, I'm like, God, I'm calling on my angels. I'm like, 1-800 block it. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep here. And if I know I hear it, fucking cats here, I'm like, I can't. They're playing with fucking frequencies. Okay. I said, is it another moon cycle or something? Like, I'm used to all this shit. Like, usually I get high energy, like right before, I don't even know when a moon cycle, like I don't like Google it, when's the next moon? I just know. I get high energy automatically. So, no, I'm at my house. Guys, don't ask me stupid questions. I'm telling a story. So if you're going to come on here with that bullshit, go drink a Mountain Dew and go rot. Okay, so anyways, I hear ding, a high frequency. So then I'm like, oh, they're trying to fuck with my sleep. I said, okay, 1-800 block it. I called in on my angels. And I said, that's a fuck enough, right? So then I go out the country and I see everyone walking around with a fucking Dr. Pepper. I'm like, all right. I see a couple people drinking it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Didn't think nothing of it. Then I'm like, everybody's drinking it. Now I'm at a bar, they could order anything they want, but they picked a can of Dr. Pepper. So I was telling Julius this, I'm like, that's weird. And now I don't watch the news. I don't go anywhere unless I have to. And I come right back home, and that's where I'm at. So I was telling him about it, and he's like, yeah, what were you telling me, Julius? I bet the sugar from the Dr. Pepper Mountain Dew is addictive. No, but it's not just the sugar. It's beyond that. So I put it all together because this is how my brain works. And I'm a nerd. There's something wrong with me. I'm a little bit different. So like I'm connecting the frequencies. I'm connecting the frequencies and I'm connecting the pops instead of the dots. You get it? Connect the pops. And then Yeah, and kids are putting coffee creamer, but what's in creamer? It's all these different chemicals. So it's kind of like a science project. So you're drinking a science project. Okay. But then he's like, then Julius was telling me, he's like, oh, I got a story. He was telling me about his friend who was drinking all these Mountain Dews. Yep, they don't want me to get the message out. Oh, we're getting it out. So he was telling me about his friend who's drinking Mountain Dews all the time and didn't show up. Yeah, there's something crazy about, yeah, they're putting, so what they're trying to do is poison you, and I'm gonna connect it all in a second because it just hit me like that. Because then he told me something, I was like, oh snap, right? He was telling me about, say his story on here. It was his friend, whatever, and he drank all these Mountain Dews and not water, and then he didn't show up for work, and then the guy was dead the next morning. Now I had a friend, he would always show up with a bag of Mountain Dews, you know. So I got mad at my friend. I said, "How are you gonna come over to my house, play Yahtzee with me, drink half of my Tito's, and then disappear with my book? Ghost, ghost." And he always drink Mountain Dew. I'm like, drink some water. And then Jules was telling me about the guy who drank all the Mountain Dews. What was it with the Mountain Dews? 2022, 2002. Okay, 4, 6. So, anyways, 10. So then I'm connecting the fucking Dr. Pepper, Dr. Quack, but they're putting certain chemicals, and then they're sending frequencies. And how do they send frequencies? Over the phone. And what is everyone doing like this? Hey, everyone, do this and this. And you're mixing they're mixing, you're putting poison. You're actually, look what you're doing. If you remember when you made us, he drank 18 to 24 Mountain Dews that day and had a heart attack that night after work. What drives a person to drink that many Mountain Dews? And now they just walking around with fucking Dr. Pepper. Just out the blue. Just out the blue. But what I'm saying is pay attention. Now I'm hearing frequencies. I get high frequencies. I know when something's going on, right? Because there's a lot of shit going on right here. We got, we got the earth angels. We got the little trolls. We got the freaking, fallen angels. We got the real, earth angels. We got the fucking fairies. We got the fucking everything everything on earth. We got the aliens. All of us, we're all like this on earth. Like, blah. And now they're trying to feed everyone fucking Mountain Dew. What do demons drink? Sugar, right? But we can all get along. It's fine. Like some of us, we just get along. Most people, they don't even know what they are yet, but cool. What do demons eat? Don't feed the ground, blah, 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 after midnight. Sugar. But okay, so they're teaching the kids. It's eating your brain, right? So your brain's not functioning. Your brain's connected to your heart, right? Your brain's connected to your heart. But your brain's not listening when it's poison because it's not functioning right. They want to say alcohol. You're better off drinking alcohol. But if your brain's getting poisoned by a chemical that's eating away at your brain, that's connected to your heart, so your brain's not going to shut off. It don't give a fuck about your heart because they're sending a frequency in the air right now through the airwaves. Because I hear the frequency. I don't drink pop. I don't eat sugar really, like I don't eat none of that shit. I don't watch TV. I was just paying attention when I was out the country. And he was telling me about that. And then he was telling me, what else? Seems like drinking a pop is an addiction. You got to treat it like, no, it's not even addiction. What's an addiction? People could be addicted to talking shit. People can be addicted to, not acknowledging themselves. People will be addicted to anything. Addiction's addiction. It's actually they're sending frequencies in the air. So here's the thing, guys: keep your frequency high, and make sure you're eating right, and quit eating. On the labels, all this stuff that has a paragraph that big of bullshit, right? Let's stay away from the process. Stay away from the Dr. Quacks. But do you realize, like, pay attention, because remember when all of a sudden COVID and everyone had a mask on. Now look, pay attention, wake up. All of a sudden, everyone's drinking Dr. Pepper, just like that. Now everybody's doing it. What was COVID? It was a projected frequency. It was a projected energy that created fear and sickness. They're using a different tactic this time through frequencies, just like they do all the time, guys. But if you're not paying attention, you don't understand it. Just click. So you see, when something happens like this, all of a sudden, that's called mind control. Where do they control on here? Through frequencies with the towers like this. We shouldn't have to pay for fucking TV and all that. The frequency, that's free. That shit was made, but I'm not going to go into all that. That's a whole different time. But they control it by frequency and also through the phones. And I hear that shit, right? But I'm like, oh no. I said, Angel Michael, Megan, I called all my angels. And I called God. I said, oh, so either there's something going on with the moon, because I just know something's going on because I feel it. I don't care which towers. Who gives a fuck? Guys, who quit playing with words and this and that? I don't really give a fuck. But what I'm saying is, don't drink the freaking, Mountain Poo is old. That's overrated. Y'all got over that poison, or some of y'all didn't. But now it's Dr. Quack, Dr. Pepper. And then you're mixing the fake sweeteners. What the fuck is fake this, fake that? Why are you drinking fake anything? You are what you eat. You are what you drink. You drink fake bullshit. You're going to drink a science project and see what you turn into. If you turn into anything, you're going to wake up or not. It's rotting your brain. It's rotting and deteriorating your brain. Literally. And then people are just walking around. Dumb. I'm sorry. It's like literally they're putting poison and they're putting bullshit in there. But this is what I was going to say. I went to the store every time I go to the store, I'm like, why do I'm seeing people, and this is when I was sitting there like, I'm just trying to get some food. I'm just trying to eat a meal once a day, right? And I walk into the store and I'm seeing people it's just not Memorial Day. There's no holiday barbecue bullshit coming up. There's people with carts of just straight pop, loaded with pop. Who the fuck is drinking all this pop? Guys, I'm not joking. I'm like, there's nothing else in the cart but just fucking cases of pop. And you wonder why they call you a bitch. You wonder why you're sick. What the fuck you drink? And then you don't drink water. You're just straight drinking fucking brain rot. I'm just saying. I'm always up. Well, I like my brain. And you know what? I couldn't hang out with someone who don't have a brain. I need to have a real conversation. There needs to be some substance. That's another thing. But that's what then you guys complain you can't get in a relationship. Well, how are you going to be in a relationship if the bitch ain't got no brains? I'm sorry. If we can have a conversation, you got to go. It's all poison. They're putting poison in everything. And that's where y'all pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. And that's why a lot of us who are elevating, going through ascensions, you're going to find yourself not like you'll make something that you used to be eating all the time and you just want to throw up and you can't. You don't want to eat it because the shit that they're putting in it, the chemicals and stuff are making you sick. The stuff that they're putting in the air, they're putting the chemicals in the air. And I said, those big things on the, that go like this, I don't know what they're called. I said, if they put some copper on those things, it would clear the air. You're literally putting shit on all the food that's deteriorating your brain, they're causing with parasites in your brain. So they're putting parasites in the pop. They're putting, yeah, P times three. I kept seeing that P times three in my mind, my mind's eye. It was showing me P times three. Parasites, poison, and pop. P times three, triple P. That's what that was. I was like, what does that mean? But I just got parasites, poisons, pop. They're putting parasites in that. So that parasite, to keep living, it needs more. So you got to keep drinking it, right? That's why he drank so many of that, because he had that parasite. And they don't catch those parasites because they don't see them in certain tests. So people continue. How do you keep it alive? That parasite, you got to keep feeding it, right? Yeah, P times three. So there's a parasite in the pop, and it eats off your brain, right? Boom, dead. Smart. But pay attention. Because I was like, what is this? And I'm like, I'm fucking tired. I went out the country. People are walking around with Dr. Peppers. I'm like, I don't drink pop. I never liked pop. But I'm like, why the fuck is everyone drinking Dr. Peppers? And I'm sorry, but there's like, there was like, there's a lot of slow people around me. One had a walker and smelled, and the other one's talking loud, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. The other, like, everyone was weird, and so I was like, I'm overtired, but I had to show up. So I'm there, and I'm like, people are just walking around, and they're just walking around, literally just walking around. So I'm like, okay, didn't think nothing of it, but then it, like, my mind, I'm like, there's something about that. And I was talking to Julius, and I'm like, oh, snap. And then the Dr. Pepper, but the Dr. Pepper was enough. Too many people lived off that. Only a few died, probably 28%, but it wasn't strong enough. So they're, switching it up. Just like the trolls. Let me give you an example. Just like an example, the trolls on here, I notice how the trolls do cycles. Okay, I pay attention to everything. Okay, I might come off a certain way, goofy in that, but I pay attention to everything because, you got to, or I just do. I just see. I see. I don't have to acknowledge, but I see. I pay attention to patterns and cycles, so you get to know how it goes, right? But that's the same thing in this world, right? They're just like the trolls. Same thing. What's that behind you? Project. Then they try to like project, just weird, but if you know, right? So that shit don't bother me, but I see it. But just because I see it, I don't let bother me. I don't need to like, what is that? I see it. But this, is just the same thing. Look at from time to time, different famines, different things, I'm going to say COVID, but just look at the pattern at what they do to the food, or you're going to go without food. And where people go out and buy food, that shit they don't even eat. It all has to do with food and drinks and what you consume, but it's going into your literal body, right? You're putting it in there, but they're sending frequencies through the airwaves. That's what they're doing. So it's sending, if you have a low frequency, don't talk shit to Julius. Because I hear frequencies. So guys, listen, I'm not answering questions right now. Don't. So what I'm saying, if you hear me, you hear me. 7-7. So anyways, they're getting you to poison yourself. They're getting you to curse and hex yourself. When I said the other day, watch your words, right? They're getting you to do it. You're your own worst enemy. So pay attention to what you are doing. Because once you pay attention to your world, because everyone's so worried about what that person's doing and what's going on over there and da-da-da-da-da, they don't pay attention to themselves. And actually, everything is right in front of you. What you're putting into your body. You're not paying attention. Look, I hear this shit. It's fucking quiet as fuck over here. I hear everything, but I'm used to being like, I hear that shit. Right? So they're sending frequencies into the air. Now, if you're not in tune with that, think you're lucky. Because I'm like, what? I heard her block it. I said, spirit block it. Put a freaking finger. I'm not doing this. I said, it's a fucking motorcycle. If someone attack me again, they can all go to hell. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to take a nap. I need some sleep in this bitch, right? Okay. Whatever. I go to sleep. Then I wake up, everyone's walking around with Dr. Peppers. Out of the blue, out of just nowhere. Dr. Pepper. It's like, what next? What was that other drink? Green River? Since when do people drink Green River? Hey guys, I just woke up and said, I'm just going to drink Green Rivers. Since when is that good? But yeah, you're dehydrated. Everything hurts and I'm dying and now I have no energy. Well, you're going to turn to Swamp Thing next. Everyone's going to turn to Swamp Thing because everyone's drinking Green Rivers and they're just walking around. I mean, pay attention. It's your life. Someone called me a fortune teller today. I said, what? You call me what? I ain't no fortune teller. What the fuck is a fortune teller? I said, look, I'm going to get a crystal ball. I'm going to put a mirror in that bitch. And they're like, you're a fortune? Yes, look in here. And you can see your own. That's you. Do you know who you are? Look at you. What are you doing? Pay attention to you. That's your future. What you do, what you're putting into your body, that's your future. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Oh, Julius, be careful. Now they're coming after you. Oh, they're coming after you now, Julius. Be mindful. Guys, I'm going to say this one more time. Do not touch the anointed. And we are protected. And I am telling you right now, just to do you a favor, because we don't really give a fuck. I'm going to do this for you. 8 on the clock. Because right now, actually, certain signs, you get a literal death. If certain people have Scorpio in their Mars sign, people who attack, a death will come. I don't speak bad on anyone, but be mindful before you fuck around and find out. Educate yourselves. I might come off as blah, 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 but I come in here, I have to talk to all groups of people. So I kind of down my knowledge. I constantly am learning. I don't fucking watch TV. I don't fucking waste my time on bullshit. You know what I mean? But when I come on here, I have to, I have to keep a balance. Am I talking to, elementary today? Or am I talking to fucking baby adults today? Or am I talking to high schoolers today? You know what I mean? So I kind of have to, when you're a teacher, you got to kind of play with it because not everyone understands. So I try to make it so, if and multidimensional. So if you're up here, you understand, what paradigm are you in, but yet if you're in kindergarten too, mindset in a box, you still understand. You know how hard that is? So don't come over here fucking with me. Okay? If you don't understand, if you can't get on my level and I'm trying, look, I don't need to downgrade myself, but as a teacher, YouTube is fucking hard. We get all the fucking weirdos, this and that, but we got good people on here too. Listen, don't drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Quack, but pay attention. COVID, everything has to do with food, but it brings, COVID brought fear, right? Everyone, fear is a frequency. It's a sickness. It's an energy, right? That everyone manifests themselves. They created their own sickness. All they had to do is put the spirit of fear, and everyone's like, blah, like there's no food on the earth. Like there's no more, you can't grow anything. Everything just disappeared, right? They created fear. But if you slice that demon, fear, faith, not fear, we are in this world, not of it, right? That's just whatever. Okay? So that. Now, a lot of people are awakening, going through ascension set. That shit ain't gonna work, right? And people are like, no, I'm not taking that stupid shot. Like, you don't know what's in that damn shot. That stuff that was in the shot is in fucking Mountain Dew. Or, why am I saying that? The same thing is in that Dr. Pepper. Do you know all those ingredients? And then they add a splash of blah, blah, guanda. I don't fucking know. A different ingredient. Actually, they didn't put it on there because they don't give a fuck. Something's in there and you don't even know what the fuck you're drinking. It's a parasite. They put a parasite in there and it eats away at your brain. And then people get sick and die. And it's a slow sickness that doctors can't catch. Thank you, Spirit. That's the truth. I don't fucking lie. That is a download from Spirit. There's parasites in it. So anyway, Dr. Quack. And Dr. Quack ain't going to catch it either because he's slow too. You know what he's going to do? He's going to give you a pill and you can be hooked on pills. And guess what? You're going to be constipated with a parasite. P times 3. Constipated with a parasite. Dude, that sounds horrible. It sounds like a floaty toy that you play in the bathtub when you're little. Just bopping. A freaking bobblehead. Buoy. Don't drink any of that shit. Oh my God, there's plenty of other things that taste good. I mean, you can drink whatever you want. I don't judge. It's your body. I'm just saying the message. It's a download. Yeah, look, laugh at me all you want, but don't say I didn't say it. I'm laying there in my bed. I'm tired. I could be doing a million things like sleeping, but part of my purpose is to speak. I really don't give a fuck who mocks and like I'm so over that, guys. I had people try to kill me. They hacked all my accounts, stalked me, guns to my head. Look, don't you, everything. You name it, fucking slaying demons. You think a couple fucking trolls up on here, everyone coming in, you think a fucking trolls on here are going to bother me? People projecting. I don't give a fuck. This is part of my purpose, right? That shit. So when I'm supposed to speak, I'm not going to, Spirit says speak. I said, okay. I'm laying in my bed, you know, with my cats and chilling. And I'm like, yeah, I got to. You know, it's part of my purpose. You know what I mean? You understand what I mean? When that's part of your heart, that's part of your soul, it's part of your purpose. I do what I'm told, that's what I do. So y'all, this painting, I painted that. Next week, I'm going to get prints of them so you guys could buy them. And that one, no, where's the other eye? Oh, yeah. 2 eyes. Don't worry, I'm tired. Look. We're not doing that. But yeah, I'm going to set this on them. Because everyone asked me, I'm like, I love those pictures. I don't want to give them away. So I'm going to print it on canvas. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I don't care, 12, 1 o'clock. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can fucking... But I said, why are people buying all these cases of it? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone or a fucking weird-ass movie. I see, like, a bunch of, like, they call me Dr. Doolittle by day, something clump at night. No, but I literally see, like, people with they just, like, on a mission, pushing their cart in the zone, fucking full of those pops, like those little, you know... I'm like, there's no food nor nothing. Not even like, where's the water at? That's ghetto. That's weird. And I'm like, I'm just trying to eat today. Now, I'm thankful I'm out that zone. Okay? I went through that, but, you know, I was like, man, I'm like this on my head. I get that. I'm just trying to get food that, you know, that's going to, when I eat, when I drink some, I like my wine though too. But other than that, I eat what's good for me. I'm not going to go eat some shit. You know, like, what is that? Give me some food. I want some real food. Like, y'all eating this processed shit, they're putting that stuff in it. But I'm telling you, pay attention to when something is all of a sudden like that. You guys ain't paying attention. And why the fuck is your kid putting fucking creamer in a fucking pop? And why the fuck does your kid even have a phone? And who is buying this shit? And why are you allowing it? And then you wonder why your kid is, you know, slow. That's on you. I don't know what you're talking about. That kid's gonna live with you for the rest of his life. Hello? Why is it eating that stuff? Why does it have why is it watching shit on his phone all day? Frequency? No. You go fucking get a job. How do you have a phone in your hand? I had a pager or nothing, remember? I wish I could show you how my cat eats. Little T's like this. Gets a little cat treat and eats one, throws it up in there and eat it. But it's like, nobody appreciates anything right? They don't know the value of anything, and they just think everything's handed to them. But you know what? Your fucking Gumby ass smirk is gonna get whacked off your face. Well, I never had that growing. Look, I'm thankful for everything I had to work for by myself. Never had anything handed to me. And as much as people want to knock it down, I build it right the fuck back up. You know why? Because I have good work ethic. I got a fucking brain. You know what I mean? And I just see people walking around like you in for a rude awakening, but they never had. But you're setting that kid up for not only everything meant to be. It doesn't know any values. It doesn't know how or work at. It doesn't know anything, and then it's gonna set up for what kind of relationship is that kid gonna be in? Two idiots? What was that? The others? Or wait, what is it called? The other sister, where like two retards get in a relationship? I don't fucking flag it. I don't care. Hey, Carla. What the fuck is going on here? Tweedledee and Twiddledum? And then you make babies? A bunch of bobbleheads. I don't know how we got into this. No, it's not. It's actually healthier. It's not that. Because people buying pops. Well, how much is a thing of pop nowadays? I don't buy pop. It's got to be like, what, at least $10? I don't fucking know. How a sleeve, is that what they call? Is that all you have to say? Because, okay, say it was 10. It's got to be more than 10. I don't know. I don't drink pop. I never did. You can make a whole meal for $10. Shit, you can drink some water you'll feel better, but you're drinking pop. So now you got a headache. Now you got parasite in your brain. Now I feel like what is it? That's a lie. And actually, that shit's about to change. There's food to go around for everybody. There's places, but man, that shit's gonna change. That's why we gotta start growing our shit. They have everything out here. We have to start, people are lazy. You know why they're lazy? Because they're fucking eating that bullshit. They don't want to look and they're tired. So they're going to sit there and watch, little 10-second videos of pour the sweetener in your pop. Okay. What are you watching? How about you watch a video on how to plant and grow something in your house? Could you have tea for months with $10? You know what? I'd rather starve than put a P times 3 in my head. How about you buy some water? For $10, you can make a whole meal. But but what they're putting into their body is putting a parasite that is literally eating through your brain, through your body, killing you, and they're doing it on purpose. Okay? They're doing it on purpose. So now you're lazy. You can't function right. You can't think right. So now you can't even have a conversation. What is a healthy relationship with anybody, any kind of person? I'm talking anything. Communication, trust, anything. Respect. You don't even respect yourself to fucking snap out of it because you can't because you fucking good. You can't have a conversation, yet you can't have a healthy relationship. So now that's shot. So now you're depressed, right? And you're still on your phone like this. Ding, ding, ding. You're fucking going down the black hole. That's the parasite dragging you down. How do you get out? Fucking starve it. So just how you kill a demon, you starve it. Just how you kill cancer, you starve it. Just how you kill a parasite, you starve it. Quit feeding it. That is the answer to anything. Look, when people have sickness, you go on a fast. It is a powerful thing, spiritually, physically, mentally, to go on a fast. It takes mental strength, spiritually, physically, everything. But that's how you kill something. You starve it. It dies. We're in Scorpio season. You want to kill something, you fucking starve it. A death, and from a death, you get a rebirth. Does that make sense? A rebirth. Like, Jesus, 1, 2, 3, he rose on the third day. That was a death and a rebirth. Death to the bullshit. That's Scorpio season. Thank you, Spirit. Man, that shit won't stop. That's the frequencies. Maybe it's all my angels talking to me at the same damn time. It's like, it's like a whole bunch of antennas connected to my head. I'm like, yo, I, I'm like, I need to sleep. I be walking around looking like I drank all the, Dr. Peppers. I can't be walking around looking like, you know. But I won't stop talking. But we are in the Mercury retrograde. I rule Mercury. That's Gemini. And I don't have anyone who can come to me and get into my energy. So guess what? I got all my energy because everyone's blocked. They either blocked, they don't have my phone number. I don't go on any of my, I don't have no apps, nothing. I'm completely at peace. I'm fucking tapped in like, but I just, it's not about that. Cause I was like, what is it? I'm getting downloads from like shit from like other countries and stuff. And I don't even watch news and I don't even understand until I have a conversation with somebody. I didn't know that was going on. Or like I didn't know what I was talking about. I was at the other country and I said, maybe you should buy a Rice Krispie treat and a scratch off. And he's like, I just did that. I was like, yeah, right. He's like, no, really, I got a Rice Krispie treat and a scratch off. I said, did you win? He said, no. I said, you did win, though. You got the Krispie treat. That's the win right there. It put a smile on your face. You know what I mean? Don't answer any of them, Julius. I just, I gotta say another thing. I have no tolerance or patience for stupid people. You see me talking about something, so why are you gonna jump in and interrupt me? That means you ain't got no respect and you know what the fuck's going on. Maybe you need to slow down on the pop. Idiots! I don't have time for idiots at the fuck all. Hello? Look, pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. Like, I'm so sick of idiots. Slow people. Get mad at me. I don't give a fuck because, you're mad at me? But it's okay for you to just fucking word vomit shit. I don't know what's going to fucking take a shit on everybody and shit and walk away. No, sorry. I just, I might come off a certain way, but I'm like this for a reason. But, it's just because, like, I don't deal bullshit. Period. It's stupid to me. Maybe, go buy some more pop. I don't give a fuck. Less idiots on my watch. Do what you want with your life. Fucking mock and laugh at me all you want. Don't say I didn't warn you. Because, like I said, I don't watch the news, this and that. And then, I was talking to Julius and he was telling me, I said, fuck. And then all of a sudden, like, I still hear it, like, nonstop. Because I get down like this. My angel's talking to me, but I'm like, that's too much. It's like too much energy, I don't know if there's a moon cycle or not, because my energy gets like really high sometimes. That it's like, people are like, oh, what are you on this and that? No, this is my energy. They just don't understand that. Everybody's built differently. So, but people are too slow to actually pay attention to other people and understand. I was having a conversation with somebody, and we're talking about so what did someone say? I forgot. But I was talking to one of the girls, and we're talking about books, and like I'm like, yeah, I haven't really watched TV. I'm like, movie every once in a while. I'm like, I've been watching movies sometimes, and this and that, and what were we saying? Lost my train of thought. And there's this Quasimodo down in the corner, and there's this other guy over there, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna call him Quasimodo. That sounds like, but yeah, I'm just describing people how I see it. I'm gonna call how I see it. It's okay for y'all to do that. I call exactly how. So over there, okay. So I said, okay. So the guy over here, I'm gonna call the guy over here. I'm gonna call him. What would his name be? the guy in the corner. Okay, so the guy in the corner was like, yeah, Quasimodo, he goes around, spreading rumors, doing this and that about me, da da da. I said, oh, Quasimodo does that, but Quasimodo's slow. His brain's not all there, right? I said, but okay. I said, so why does that bother you? Why do you want to fight him? I said, so I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe he does that because maybe he's been bullied his whole life, right? So he's just doing what he's known. That's how other people treated him his whole life. So he's doing that because that's his way of gaining back. He thinks he's gaining back control, or, whatever of his life is, to project it onto somebody else. You catching my flow, or do I need to slow it down? Do we need to go back to pre-kindergarten? No, catch up, Mustard, because I don't need to go down to your level. If you don't understand me, if I'm too here for you, then keep scrolling. Somebody before, I'm like, they said, it's like, they don't understand what you're saying. So, okay, so if I'm in college and I'm sitting with, a bunch of, I don't know, 8th graders, so I'm not going to go down to their level. You know what I mean? It's just saying, if I'm having a conversation with grown adults. So if they have that mentality here and they don't understand me, I'm not going to down myself. Okay? Depending on the situation. Okay, I'm not teaching, but just, in real life, if you don't get me, okay, I'm not gonna down you. Then educate yourself. Come up here, but I'm not gonna down myself because you choose to stay slow. Why the fuck would I go down to your level because you choose to stay stuck and uneducated, right? You wanna catch up with me? Then you come catch up with me if you can. If not, then we just you here and I'm there. Ain't no competition, ain't no race. We all go at our own pace. But maybe you choose to stay stagnant. You choose to run in one place. Just saying. You don't need to see me. I'm speaking a message. Guys are fucking dumb. We can't see you. Hello? Is that all you got? Like, we can't see you. You sound dumb. How about you just keep your mouth shut? Don't drink Dr. Pepper. Word to your mother. That's the message. Parasites. How do you kill a parasite? You starve it. Problem solved. Goodbye.